Howdy, friends and internet strangers. It's Rocky Hutchins here, and today I'm going to be doing my first production breakdown of one of my songs. I've never done this before. I have no idea how it's going to go or how to edit the video, but if you're watching this, that means I figured it out. So here's how I made my song Fence. The song started with a guitar riff. It was one that I kind of came up with a few years prior. Didn't really know what to do with it. Just kind of kept coming back to it, and eventually I wrote some lyrics for it, and it became this song. Pretty much became the basis for the whole song. First thing I did when I started recording was lay down this drum machine loop here. I wanted something kind of simple, straightforward, nice and punchy, and this TR-707 kit was pretty much exactly what I was hearing in my head. Next, I recorded the acoustic guitars. I think I did some with this mic here and another with an SM57. I don't think I've ever put acoustic guitar on any of my songs, but it definitely made sense for this one, and it would have felt pretty empty without it. I also doubled that same part on electric to kind of fill out the sound a bit more. Just running it through British Combo Amp Sim here, Logic Stock, shout out. I really liked how all the guitars sounded together. I thought I was going to have to spend a lot longer getting them to like blend, but it kind of just worked like right off the bat. I've got some more guitar layers that kind of come in throughout the song. Here's just some kind of open strums. And then I bring in this kind of lead twinkly melody sound that ended up becoming one of my favorite parts of the song. I just think it carries a lot of emotion in a pretty simple guitar part. I liked that sound so much that I decided not to even put words in like the bridge or the third verse of the song, because I think it just sounded really nice having the instruments just kind of riding out and having that little melody in the background. Next up, we got some bass. Pretty straightforward. I wanted to keep the part fairly simple, but also do things to make it interesting enough, because the song does, for the most part, just drone on different shapes of a G chord. Threw in some different melody stuff to keep it interesting, but not distract from the main riff. Got that running through this bass amp sim. EQ, saturation, compression, nothing crazy. Sounds like a bass. And the last bit of sauce on the instrumental here is this synth pad. I use the Retro Synth, which is also Logic stock. So if you're using Logic and you're paying for plugins, you're a sucker. I'm just kidding. Kind of. At first I started with just this higher melody sound. But later on, I felt like the song had some space that needed filling, and I thought that another instance of that synth, maybe in a lower register, would fill it out nicely. That kind of just drones throughout the whole song. There's some variation throughout depending on what else is happening with the other instruments. It's one of those things that you don't really notice it's there when you listen to the full mix, but when it's gone, you can definitely tell. So here's what all those instruments sound like together. Once the instrumental was finished, it was onto my favorite part of the process. I say sarcastically, the hardest part for me is always vocals. But this one was pretty straightforward, and I pretty quickly was able to get a sound that I really liked. I just did the main and double. I threw in some harmonies later in the song. Here's what those vocals sound like isolated. Your hair is finally getting longer. You wish you'd never cut it so short. You'll probably notice that soft vocal delay. I think it's like a full measure delay. Kind of fills out the space between the vocal parts and the verses. Later on in the song, I threw in some harmonies. I really love to do harmonies. They can really take a song to a new level. Maybe someday I'll come around. Stop dragging my feet on the ground. The vocals, I kind of mix them a little differently than I normally would. They kind of have like this short, ambient, almost like room sound to them. And I know what it's like, the need for something drastic. In the past, I've always mixed my vocals like pretty spacey, big reverbs, but for this, I wanted it to be a little more present, but still have some space to breathe. When you put it all together, this is what it sounds like. So let me know when it starts to make sense, and I'll still be back here waiting on the fence. Maybe someday I'll come around. Stop dragging my feet on the ground. So yeah, that's how I made my song Fence. Thanks for checking out this video. If you think I should do more stuff like this, let me know. I think I've got a setup figured out to do it in a way that makes sense, sort of. So, thanks. Be sure to check out my new EP, I Can Feel the Balance Shifting, if you haven't yet. This song is the third track on that. Maybe I'll do some breakdowns of some other songs.